Hi, this is Manoj Das of RISTA Foundation. I want to talk about an issue that we have in our society which we need to tackle head on. Our education system is skill based. We teach our kids to acquire particular type of skills, be it medicine, be it science, teaching, any kind of those skills that will help them eventually to get a job and earn money and be successful. It's an important thing to do. There are times when in the old days, at least in the Indian civilization, the Muni rishis used to call education is a means to broaden your mind. Now, that was the old philosophy, and the new philosophy is about skill based education. There's nothing wrong with any one of them. However, I think one of the important things that we should incorporate in our education is, is the sensitivity of the fact that each one of us have been tremendously benefited and supported by the society for us to have come all the way here. It was impossible if the society did not stand up for our success that we would have been here. However, most of us, or all of us probably, are not taught about giving back to the society in any shape or form in any of our education system. Yes, granted, there are values being taught in our household, in our families, and a lot of people take that into their heart and make an impact in their life. But our education system does not have it. There are education systems such as in the US, for example, as far as I know, there are requirements to do some sort of social work or giving back to the society. And you have to do for X number of hours to get your credit. Now it's important. What is lacking in that is the real enthusiasm to do it for the sake of doing it, as opposed to getting the necessary hours to gain the credit. And I'm not denying that there are probably cases where it doesn't make an impact, gives an opportunity for the students to really go out and make an impact. But I want to think it a little bit deeper and probably create sort of an example where I think it's going to increase the desire of people to really contribute back to their society in a meaningful way just because they want to do so and not because they have to get some grades. It is in this context we brainstorm about an idea. It's not a completely fleshed out idea, so there will be things that we will be fleshing out as we progress and think about those. But let me present the idea to you as it is right now. The issue that I talked about is that our students are not taught to give back to society, which the society deserves, because the society has supported us in many different ways for us to get to where we are today. That's the issue. The impact that we want to make is to make our students conscious about this need and really enjoy contributing back to the society because they choose to do so. How do we do that? Yes, that's the challenge. So here's how we are thinking about a program that might help us to accomplish that, at least at an experimental basis. We are thinking of having an yearly event in India. We're going to take we collaborate with a school. We're going to take 10 students from class 8 and 10 students for class 9. These students would be selected by RISTA Foundation based on certain characteristics that we believe that these students are probably more sensitive for society than the other ones. We're going to take them, we're going to select those students. Then we are going to give them about $10 to $15, and we're going to ask them to go and see an opportunity for making an impact on somebody's life, make that impact, and come back. For the security of the students, we're going to have one adult with each of the students going out. Be that could be a teacher, that could be a RISTA Foundation volunteer. These people will assist them on their way, on their journey, not going to influence them any shape or form, would let the student themselves find let their instinct guide them to find opportunities where they can make an impact. I will give you an example. Let's say it's a very sunny day in India, scorching hot. As you know, it could get really hot. Like in Indian temperature could be 50 degrees centigrade. Imagine a very poor person walking on the street without any slippers, because this person cannot afford. Now the kid sees this person, goes out to a shop and purchases a pair of slippers. Those pair of slippers might cost like a couple of dollars, not more than that. But those slippers are going to make a huge impact in the life of that person for that summer. That impact is huge, and the cost of a couple of dollars is nowhere near to the impact that it has made on the life of the person. Now, you really did not need to have a lot of money for you to make that impact. Here's the key message. You don't need to necessarily accumulate tremendous amount of wealth, or get to a certain age, or get to a certain standard, or get to anything for that matter before you're able to contribute back to society. You can contribute back to society right now, right here. That is the message. And we're not trained to do that. We are not even sensitized to do that. That's exactly our endeavor, to try and do that. So these kids are going to make that impact, bring the person they made impact to our place, our central place, for example, where they'll come and talk about the story. We're going to record that. Next day we'll have a function with the entire school, parents, and maybe outside people coming and listening to the impact they've made, the issue they face, the impact that these students made in the lives of those people. The best story out of those two best stories will be awarded, and let's say we're going to give $250 each for those students as scholarship, as a way of motivating them even further. Now, this is just a one-time event. This will not sustain if you leave them for the rest of the year with no reinforcement. Every learning needs a reinforcement. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these students to the villages where there are tribal kids that generally don't like to go to school because that's the culture they have in their home. These students on a quarterly basis will visit these 20 students, let's say this selected 20 students will visit the village on a quarterly basis. They will be teamed up with a group of tribal students. So here's how it's going to work out. One student out of those 20 will be paired with, let's say about 10 students of the tribal villages. Each of these leader students are going to probably run some play games, or maybe they'll teach them art, maybe they'll teach them science, maths, whatever may be a fun day. They're going to do that. In return, though, these students, each of our RISTA Foundation uh, small leader student, are going to learn about the life of these 10 students they are buddied up with, and they will submit recommendation to RISTA Foundation as to how potentially lives of these children can be impacted positively. These suggestions will be reviewed by RISTA Foundation and will be incorporated in any shape or format it can, thereby reinforcing the belief that the students can really make an impact at their own capacity right now, right here. These will be even more bolstered with another idea, and that idea is anyone from that school would really be encouraged by the students to continue to do such uh, impact making activities throughout the year. Anyone can come to the class and talk about their stories as to what they have done. The teachers would be requested to collect those stories and let RISTA Foundation know about it. At the year end, in our annual festival, those stories would be reviewed, and two best stories again would be awarded out of the whole year events that have happened. $150 each, for example, $150 each, for example. This will create an environment of year around motivation to continue to make impact on lives of people. It's not just those 20 students. Now it's the entire school that is motivated to do that. And next year, the whole lot of school students of class 8 and 9 will be competing to come in that top 20 so that they can actually go and make the difference on the specific annual event day that RISTA Foundation is going to conduct. Now, the key success factor of this is going to be, of course, making sure there's a reason why the teachers are going to support this. There is a reason why the parents are going to support this, because I suspect initially they will think that this is a distraction for their kids from the education, and that's precisely why I did not talk about class 10 student, because class 10 students have to write board exam, and it's a big deal, and they wouldn't like to get distracted. We do not need to distract people forcefully. We need to make sure that these behavior and values are inculcated in as much natural way possible. That's why I talked about class 8th and 9th, where the pressure of study is a bit less compared to class 10th. So we need to refine our ideas, we need to make it better, but this program in a way has one yearly event that I talked about, and then 4 quarterly event that I talked about, and finally year-round reinforcement through activities that the students can do to continue to make an impact on the lives of other people. Now, this also has a benefit that these students go to the tribal villages. Those tribal village kids get inspired and interested, and hence they are more motivated to come to the school and learn. That is a change in the behavior. That's what we want to measure and want to have. The other ways to measure the outcome are the fact that these kids, at least those 20 kids, are motivated, and the other students are also getting motivated and making some impact, is a proof that this method is working. Now, beyond the class 9th, in the 10th and the coming years, out of those 20 students, maybe there's one student that will remember those incidences and will continue to make impact in the lives of others. And that's our success. We're not expecting all 20 to remember and face all the adversities in life that people face generally, and yet remember to contribute back to society, contribute to the lives of other people. We're not expecting that. We're expecting maybe 1 out of 20 will do it. But the mission is very successful if out of those 20 people take a stand in their own very unique way, makes a full contribution to society to the extent that they can. That's the mission, that's the motto of this. This is a small program that we would like to launch. Oh, I forgot to tell you one other thing. In this program, in the annual event, there will be few students from United States that will be visiting there, and they also would be participating, and thereby making it even more exciting for students to exchange ideas, to exchange cultural information, learn from each other, and the student from the US will be able to learn another culture and be part of that and inspire others and hopefully learn something from the cross-cultural experience and come back more enriched. So it serves the US students, it serves the Indian students, it serves the community where we're making impact, it serves the tribal areas where RISTA is making impact anyway and is being reinforced by the students of the school that I talked about. That's the program that I'm thinking of in a nutshell. I'm just thinking if there's anything else, Joe. I think that's the crux of it. This is a very impromptu recording, but I just wanted to find a way to communicate that to many people that will be listening to this idea, and we'll refine this. Thank you for watching.